Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good morning. Beautiful Monday morning, August 9th. How are you? Good morning. Good morning. I I had a great weekend. Spent time with my family. Did some church and did some work as well. Yeah. I hope you had a good weekend too. I'm trying to start this session earlier because I have to go do something. And after 8, and I'm also hoping that my daughter doesn't wake up before I finish. So, yeah, good morning to all of you. Romeo Lee, Munira Abba, Babs, Lone Wolf, Timothy Inji, Ogochukwu Jerome Nweka, Mole, Olusayo Emmanuel. Good to see you today. Kind regards to your family. Thank you. Good morning, sir, from Biafra Nation. Thank you. Good morning from Timothy. Good morning. How are you? How are you? So today's topic, we're going to look at UK, moving to the UK versus moving to Canada. Should I even be doing these comparisons? I don't think so. But I believe by the time we finish looking at it, it might help a lot of people who are considering traveling to make their decisions as to where to go, okay? So this will be more educational and informational as well, and it could help anybody who is considering relocating. When it comes to traveling, you always will have to make choices about the country. I had to make this choice myself, so I believe that if you're also planning to travel, this will be something that could help you. All right, as time goes on, I'm going to be doing most of my live sessions on my YouTube, my live Q&A on Instagram, and then I'll do some scheduled events like this one. On my Facebook. So I encourage all of you, if you haven't already followed me on my YouTube channel, it is the same name, Choco Millionaire. So so please just look for me on YouTube, type Choco Millionaire. You're going to see my channel. I have about 108 videos so far, about almost 110 videos I have made in the last 5 to 6 weeks alone. Good morning, Ahmed Kamal. Thank you, Ahmed. Thank you so much, Ahmed. Yeah, so Ahmed, just an update. Remember the blogger who posted my video and you tagged me in that video was taken down by Facebook, okay? So thank you so much, Ahmed, for letting me know about that, okay? I contacted a gentleman. He didn't do anything about it when I sent him a DM. He rather blocked me. So eventually a copyright strike was used against him and he took the video down for uploading my video illegally. Thanks to Ahmed Kamal. Emmanuel Somtochukwu, thank you as well for letting me know. There's some of you, when you see my videos somewhere, you do reach out to me, and I really appreciate that, okay? I am for everybody sharing my content, but you must do it legally. What that means is that use the appropriate sharing buttons, give me credit to know that for people to know I'm the one who produced the video, instead of you to just go and you to use it for your own sake, and sharing it publicly too. Downloading it and stuff. All right, so thank you so much, guys. All right, Omole Emmanuel, talk about this. This is a very good topic. I'm looking forward to learning more. Brother, please, I would like to reach you if possible. Send me a DM or send me an email. My email is chocomillionaire@gmail.com. You can also send me a DM. It's more quicker if you send me an email or you comment on my IG. when I go live. I'm more responsive. My number one responsive place now is IG, because I don't have a lot of people there, so it's much easier for me to respond, right? IG, YouTube, and email. With Facebook DMs, it's just hard for me to navigate through them. Sometimes I will be scrolling, trying to answer a question, and then it flips me to the next 2 pages. Like, it gives me headache. So just to let you know, and remember, you can also start off by watching, going through my videos on YouTube. There is a chance the answer you are looking for, I have already done a video on that. All right, guys, so please do your best to follow me on YouTube. Like, you saw snippets of me doing real estate yesterday, renovation. You're going to see more of that on YouTube. I'm going to do a whole series on financial literacy, how to build wealth as an immigrant, how to live smart, how not to overwork, how not to do too many overtimes and still be able to make good money. I'm going to share all this on my YouTube channel. So this is not just for people who are trying to travel. If you live in Europe, probably my channel is going to be one of the channels that will educate you the more, right? From my personal experience, if you live in Europe, because these things can be done in Europe. If you live even in the US, my channel probably will be, you might find channels produced by other people who are not Africans, but this is from an African who is a hustler sharing his experiences with you. So I encourage each and every one of you, so long as you live in Europe, US, even in Canada, my channel could be, I haven't seen any channel on YouTube by an African with loaded content like this. There are some, but not, okay, I shouldn't say loaded, freely giving everything the way I'm giving, right? So some people will do it and they charge you fees. I'm giving everything for free. So I encourage you guys to follow me on my YouTube, Choco Millionaire. Just type Choco Millionaire, you'll find me on YouTube, okay? You're going to get a lot that will benefit you, okay? I share freely. So, yeah. All right, guys. Let me just share this with you. There is a Canadian guy, a guy who was born in Canada yesterday. He reached out to me through a platform that I'm part of. He needs help. He wants to start real estate. He had no idea. So I gave him an appointment yesterday. He doesn't even know of Choco Millionaire. He doesn't even know of it. He only knows me on my private site, right? And yesterday I gave him about 1 hour of time on phone. We talked and I shared some tips with him. This guy was so happy. This is somebody just talking to me on the phone. The tips I gave him, how to start buying his first property, he was so, but you guys are seeing me in video. I'm sharing everything. So guys, look, I can't say this enough. If you are stressed in Europe, working, you don't know what you're doing. You're working and working, but no time. If you are in US and you are tired doing overtime, you want to follow my channel. My channel is not about entertainment. It's about serious stuff. You know what I mean? So please, make sure you follow me on YouTube. Most of my stuff are going to be happening on YouTube. You don't want to miss out, okay? All right, thank you very much. All right. Yeah, I'm not charging people. Akajame, Sonny, Obeshi, now the hand of God. Thank you for pointing that out. Are you still in Thailand or you've come back? Come and take me along for vacation. All right, so let me confess my biases for this. So when I had my admissions in 2014, I had the option of going to the UK. The UK was actually the last but one option I could have gone to in terms of my list of preference. Norway was my number 1. Canada was my number 2. The UK was my number 3. And the US was my last one. The US was the least country I wanted to go to. And I wouldn't say it was because of something that is factually proven, was as a result of why I didn't go to those countries. It was just me being biased and me just being me and saying that, you know what, I got choices, I want to go here. Norway, I wanted to go there because I heard that people were making crazy monies when they come back home and they melt it. They were building houses. That was my reason. I wanted to go for the money. Canada, I wanted to come here because I heard it was a beautiful country and nice to stay too after school. And the UK, I would have gone there as the last but one option because if I didn't have options, then UK would have been the place I would have gone to. And then US was the least one. And even as of now, I still don't like going to the US. I want to issue a disclaimer. This is not to say that US is not a good country. This is not to say those in the US are not smart. No, it was just me. I had my own biases. My number one reason for not wanting to go to the US was the security concerns I had, especially for people of color, right? As at 2014, the stories were still the same. Many people, black people and stuff getting... So I was really concerned. I didn't want to be a student walking around and somebody would mistakenly just shoot me like a rat or a bat, right? So that was my main reason for not going there. It is not everywhere in the US that has this problem. Some places. So I don't want you to misquote me and think I am bashing the US. Every country has its own problems. I made my decision based on that. So I want you to be really, really clear on this. The US is a good place. You're a superpower. Good place to live, especially if you choose your states well and you choose your cities well, right? But there are pockets of issues. Just like in Canada, we also have places where there are pockets of issues here and there. So everybody is different. You make your own choice. Don't say, "Na me, I made my choice because of my concern for security." But maybe yours will be different. So make your choice, all right? Why I didn't also go to the UK? I didn't go there because there was this saying, and there is still this saying, that guys from the UK are so chisel. In Ghana, when we say chisel, they are mean. If you ask them to give you money, they don't. Right? The British pound, they don't like you. That for me, that was my turnoff. That was my bias. That was the one thing that didn't make me go there. Like, I kind of had the mindset that those guys in the UK, they are so mean. They don't like helping people. They don't like giving their money. That was my funny reason. Maybe very stupid of me, right? But can you imagine that was the main reason why I didn't go there? And not just that too, I feel that if I had gotten a full scholarship, it would have been nicer. I didn't get a full scholarship. It was partial, meaning I was going to come up with the rest. So that was also another reason. Whilst in Canada, I had a full scholarship. In US, I had a full scholarship. In Norway, I had a full scholarship. So guys, my biases for countries may be based on something like, please, I don't want you to be hard on me. Some of you are going to come in my comment section and you are going to insult me because I said this about your country, right? Remember, I said that was my own bias, right? I still don't eat certain foods because of my biases. I am not a person who likes kokonte, face the wall. That Ghanaian dish called kokonte, face the wall. I still don't like it so much. At a point, I wasn't even eating it. Poor boy like me, I grew up poor, but I had my own biases. Just because in Choco, somebody prepared it in a very nasty way and sold it. And when I saw that, it turned me off, right? I still don't like eating yam, boiled yam, just because when I was growing up, I used to be given boiled yam with very less stew, and I have to eat it almost raw. So it turned me off growing up. This is how everybody has their own biases. So be aware of your biases and know how it affects you. I hope you understand. My biases affect me in a long way. And it's taking time for me to actually change from those small biases, okay? So I have a bias for the UK. So it might make you think that maybe I'm speaking against the UK. Remember, use the comment section. If you know better than I know, just educate me as well and put it in the comment section. I will learn from that. I did my research, but I will learn from that, okay? All right, guys, let's go straight to it. Comparing the UK and Canada, definitely UK is a bigger economy. It's much bigger. It has a colonial legacy. The UK is former superpower. Like before World War II, you all know UK was rocking everywhere, right? Colonial history. And then after the countries just gained their independence, it became the #1 place everybody was going to. So a lot of Africans were traveling to the UK because they were part of the Commonwealth, right? It made it easy for Africans to migrate. The UK was a go-to place. Some decades back, everybody was moving to the UK. It was if you didn't go to the UK, you had not traveled, right? So UK has a colonial legacy that Canada doesn't have, right? And that colonial legacy made the UK a destination. So the numbers of people who traveled to the UK some 5 decades ago was so high, right? That explains why the UK has so many people living there today. You and I know the UK's population is almost 70 million. But look at the size of the UK. It's not big, but it has about 70 million people in there. And you look at Canada, which has a vast land size, the second largest land in the whole world. and yet the population is under 40 million. The population of Canada is about 37, 38 million, compared to the UK, where the size of the country is smaller, but the population density is just big, right? So the colonial legacy drove their immigration, and it made them more attractive at that time. There was swag, there was some kind of prestige around going to the UK too, right? When you travel to the UK, there was a lot of respect. I think there's thing about the pound sterling too, right? Like, you know, when our African brothers go there and they come back, they start giving you those slangs too. There was some kind of swag around going to the UK around that time. And even now, it still does. You know, they come back and they're saying, in it. You know what I mean? They go like, what's that? It's a UK English, right? You know, in it. When they speak with a British accent, there was some kind of swag with it. And I still admire them. Like when I hear African brothers with it, it's just so beautiful. It's so beautiful. There is a lot, and UK also has a prestige for producing quality stuff. So you see somebody with a British suit and stuff like that. You know, all those things, they affect the way we think about countries, right? So these things are all like just dope stuff about the UK. Canada is a late immigration country. It's always been immigrant friendly, but in the last few years, Canada has really stepped up their immigration because one, it doesn't have that colonial legacy. So many people didn't know about Canada, right? I mean, knowing Canada well. And then recently, their population just started aging. They have a lot of aging people, meaning that they're struggling to, people are not giving birth, right? People are not giving birth. So Canada decided to do something to bring in more people. That is why Canada is having more people coming now, because their older folks are not, many people are not giving birth, 30s, 40s, they don't see the point in giving birth. They don't want to have kids, right? A lot of people have pets. Some people may have one child, but generally a lot of people don't see the need to give birth here. So the immigrants who are brought in are not just supplementing the workforce and helping build the workforce, but they also generally tend to have a higher tendency towards families, meaning that they are likely to raise kids, they are likely to have 1 or 2 kids and all of that, right? So these are some of the dynamics that are playing into the immigration of these two countries. The UK for me is choked. That's what I think. There are situations where the location of UK also makes it key. It's located in the central part of the world, right? So look at Europe and you see where UK is located. From Africa to UK or from Asia to UK is shorter. But from that place all the way to Canada is so long, right? 23 hours, 22 hours, 20 hours, 18 hours of flight. Whilst in 6 hours, you are already in the UK. So UK's location makes it more of a destination. I remember before Brexit, when they had their Schengen too, it made it easy for different people from different parts of the EU to come into the UK. So the UK became a hotspot, just like other European countries do, right? So much is just in favor of the UK when it comes to location, when it comes to colonial legacy, and when it comes to a whole lot of prestige and stuff like that. A lot of people from different parts of Africa will find themselves in the UK. In Canada, recently just stepped up their immigration. Australia, another place that has also stepped up their immigration like Canada. In these countries, especially for Canada, immigration is so big now because of the aging population and the fact that they need more workforce, which is skilled, right? That is why they are bringing people. Now, aside from these differences that I talked about, do they have other areas where they differ? Yes, they differ in immigration. The immigration policies are not the same. They differ in different other areas. But let me focus on some things that these two countries have in common. Did you know that since Canada became a confederation, right, in 1867, the highest immigrants were mostly coming from Europe, especially the UK. Many immigrants in Canada who are 4th generation, 5 generations ago, 3 generations ago, they mostly came from the European Union. And most of them came from the UK. I'm telling you this. There are places that when you go in Canada, they are so British in outlook just because 3 generations ago, 4 generations ago, after the World War, right? Many of their forefathers came from those places. So you go to a place like Prince Edward Island, highly British. You go to a place like Newfoundland, highly British. Why? Because their forefathers, 4 generations ago, 5 generations ago, 6 generations. So you meet a Canadian white, and then you ask him, so I'm a 5th generation Canadian, meaning his 5th generation ancestors came from the UK. So we used to have a lot of people coming from the UK migrating to Canada. Now the numbers have gone down significantly. Now we are having more people rather from Africa moving to Canada, more people from the Middle East moving to Canada, and then we have some people as well from the European Union also moving to Canada now, just because of the dynamics in immigration. Kwejo for Richumesi, keep work, doing good. Thank you so much, my mentor, my boss. Thank you. I appreciate you for watching. Right. So those are some of the dynamics. But generally, these countries have a lot in common. They are both developed countries, meaning the standard of living is generally supposed to be almost at par. They also have health insurance, universal health insurance. You know, by now the UK has its own national health insurance scheme, which is all universal health. And, you know, Canada also has its own universal health insurance. Even though there are some nuances or differences at the provincial level, generally the whole of Canada has universal health insurance. These two countries also have free education or universal education, access to education, which is almost free. These two countries have all these things in common. So there is a lot going down there. The UK definitely is a more powerful country in terms of so much that is done in the past, and it still rides on that kind of glory too, and it still does. Canada is just stepping up and stepping. New Brunswick and other places are also places where you find a lot of people from the UK who've been here for 5 generations, 6 generations too. All right, now the key differences for me that will matter to an immigrant or a wannabe immigrant when it comes to going to these two countries are the cost of living and how friendly or flexible their immigration policies are. For me, these two are the key things here. The cost of living in these countries that I'm talking about, Canada and UK. And then number 2 will be how flexible their immigration policies are, or how not flexible they are. You see, when it comes to moving to a country, you are not just moving, you are looking at how it will be easy for you to settle if you want to. Or if you don't want to settle and you want to leave, how easy it is. Then you also compare the cost of living. There are places that you can move to, but you're going to complain that the cost of living is so high. For example, our friends in Norway, their biggest complaint is that it's so expensive living in Norway. That you can make the money all right, but the cost of living is so high. The tax is so crazy, right? So every country has its own. Chako Kwamina Kwansamisa, thank you so much for joining me. Latte. Thank you, Sunday Okobo. Thank you guys for joining. Thanks for your comments. Maglo Ngozi, thanks for your comment. Lee Chibike, there is no Canadian embassy in Nigeria. All right, thank you for the education. All right, so guys, cost of living for me is a bit, at least for me, that is how I make my decision. Which country will be easy for me to settle, and which country is more cheaper to live with better opportunities too. These are the places where you find the key differences, okay? All right. Cost of living. I just did a little bit of Google research, and I found out that it's a bit expensive, more expensive to live in the UK than living in Canada, even though these two countries are all developed countries. For example, a 3-bedroom in Croydon, a 3-bedroom, whether it's an apartment or a house in Croydon, it's more expensive, over 1,600 or 1,500 pounds, compared to a 3-bedroom in a similar city in Canada. If you want to compare Toronto or Vancouver to Manchester and London, it is more expensive living in Manchester and London, 2-bedroom, 1-bedroom, 3-bedroom, than living in Vancouver and Toronto. It's just what it is. The average rent in Toronto will be about $2,000 to 2,500 or 3,000, but the same thing in Manchester or in London is more expensive than that of the 2 cities in Canada I talked about. So this is vast. It simply means that if I'm working and we are all making minimum wage around the same in UK and Canada, I will have a better option of spreading my dollar and getting more value for my dollar here than you who is in the UK. Cost of living is pretty high in the UK compared to Canada. Prove me wrong, or let me know if you have any other data which is different. Share that in the comment section. I'll be more than happy. But a little research I did shows that it's more expensive renting and paying for other bills in the UK than it is in Canada. All right. The next thing which also came up when I did my research, aside from the cost of living, is the quality of life, or the value you get for your rental space or your accommodation, right? In Canada, because our land is so vast, because we have a vast land, we are a bit generous when it comes to our zoning and the use, our kind of square footage that we get for our houses. For example, we have huge backyards. Almost every house has a backyard. Almost every house in cities have backyards. We have more frontage. We have more bigger living spaces in our living rooms. We have more. In the UK, you find that a lot of people do not have the luxury of having bigger living spaces, bigger backyards. Why? The place is over congested, or let's say the place is choked. So now land is a big luxury. To buy a property, you don't get that big of a land to be able to manipulate and do. You understand what I mean? But here in Canada, because our land is so vast, you find somebody with a 3-bedroom house with a huge backyard. Some people who live in secondary cities have acres of land in their backyard, right? But you don't have this luxury in the UK. The UK is running out of space. So this is a difference. So my living room here, which is for me even small, somebody in the UK will be like, oh my goodness, you have this amount of space? You see that? So these are some of the differences you see. The quality of life tends to be a little bit lower in the UK compared to the US when it comes to getting value for your accommodation space, when it comes to getting value for your land space. Not only is it a bit expensive there, but you don't have that luxury of space. Just, you see, and this is common. Countries where population is so high, land is a big deal. You don't get that much of space. When you rent, your bedrooms are smaller, your kitchen space is smaller. So guys, if you live in the UK, let me know. Let me know if I'm right. Are you renting 2 bedrooms and 1 bedrooms and 3 bedrooms with ton of space, big spaces? You know, like I am in a basement, but you can tell how much space I got, huh? I got a lot of space. I got a lot of space. I mean, this is just my basement, and this is all my living space, right? All the way down there. Remember, this is not even the main floor. This is just a basement. Aside from my 2-bedroom, my kitchen, and my bathroom, I still have quite a space. So let me know, is it the same in the UK? I've never lived in the UK. Chances are I may be wrong, but the research shows that space in the UK is a big deal. Space in the UK is a big deal. Aside from big cities like Toronto, Vancouver, where you have parking space issues and you have to pay for it, generally space for living space for your bedrooms tend to be much smaller and cramped up. Let me know if this is true. Lekan Loco Adebisan, I agree with you. Your living room is like a 2-bed apartment. Wow. So my living room is like a 2-bedroom apartment, you see? All right, it can never be the same, okay? Some of you are dropping. Okay, Kwesi Ejeyamwa, who will give you that kind of space in the UK? You see, but this is just a basement. Now, why am I even emphasizing a basement? Basements are supposed to be much smaller. They are supposed to even be more smaller. But not only do I have a 2-bedroom basement, not only do I have a kitchen, an L-shaped kitchen, which is good size, a huge fridge and a freezer. I have a deep freezer, and I have a normal fridge, big one too. But I still have a bathroom, and I have a laundry room, bathroom, and I still have all this space. Where you can see I even place a mattress here. Sometimes we put our son, John Henry, on the mattress so he can have his good time there. And I have my library session there. Like, you know. So space is big. And I hope you understand why. The reason is because the UK is choked, given their land size, right? It's getting smaller and smaller because so many people are moving. That has a ripple effect. What kind of effect will it have? It will definitely have an effect on their immigration policy. Because when a country gets choked, they begin to tighten the immigration as a way of controlling the immigration so that it becomes difficult for people to enter. When countries like the US also get choked, you're going to see them tighten the policy and making more harder for people to enter. Why? They consider that to be the smartest way to reducing the pressure on their facilities. All right. Now, Canada's potential is insane. I'm not going to kid. Guys, look at the combination. The second largest country in the whole world, and the population is 38 million. That population is close to the population of Ghana, and the whole of Ghana can fit into Ontario. The whole of Ghana can fit into Ontario. I'm not kidding you. The whole of Ghana can fit into just Ontario. In Canada, you are traveling from one province to another. You are spending 5 hours on flight. 5 hours on flight. Whilst in US, sorry, we are not going to talk about it. Whilst in UK, you can literally drive from city to city and across places like within no time. You know, Canada is so vast. When I fly and I'm in the plane and I look at the vastness of Canada, I'm like, wow, this country is so untapped. Untapped means that people who are smart, when they move here, they're going to do wonders. Anyway, that is just my little bias there. Now let's talk about immigration. I think immigration is a big difference too, aside from cost of living. Immigration is the next biggest thing that makes a difference. Whilst historically a lot of people have moved to UK from the Second World War and before that, just because it was the most fancy place to travel to. It was the most fancy and swagger rich place to go to with swag. You have a London brother, you know, London, you know, pound sterling, like that kind of swag and attitude. You know, there was some kind of prestige that came. Even now, the prestige is there. Many people are saying that there is a decline in how many people are moving to. Okay, let me say this. When it comes to Africa, we will know they care. We they go anywhere. Even UAE itself, we they go. Even anywhere. China itself, people, Africans, for Africans, in a place where we could go struggle. But we're just talking in general. We're just talking in general. All right. There's a comment, Babatunde Joshua, Canada is boring. I'm going to address that as well. You're right. I'm going to talk about that. Yeah. In terms of immigration, the little I have read about UK's immigration suggests that it is not as easy as that getting your papers in the UK. It's not easy. Wow. When I was reading some of it, and maybe I was comparing to Canada, but like I look at some of them, I'm like, wow. So before Brexit, December 2020, they had this tier, their visas were in different tiers, tier 1 to 5, right? Tier 1 to 5 or so, I think so. Where tier 1, thereabout, was mostly for entrepreneurs, business owners, top CEOs, researchers, you know. They were those who were mostly getting the tier 1 kind of visas, right? And then you had tier 2, especially tier 2 general, which was mostly what a lot of people used to come into UK to work. And some students were also getting that, and then some people were getting the tier 4. Some students mostly got the tier 4 to come into the UK to study. But, you know, they started changing most aspect of their immigration. So the tier 2 general visas have now been converted into what we call the working visa in the UK, the skilled workers visa in the UK. So you can go study in Canada, in the UK, as a student, and after that you have to apply for the skilled workers visa. And after you finish school, your post-study, you need to go study. After your study, you need to get your post-study visa, which is called the skilled workers visa, basically a replacement of their tier 2 general visa. But it's not easy like that. For you to get that visa to allow you to stay in the country to work, you need to accumulate points, about 70 points. In order to get that, you need to get a job. Your age matters. The kind of job you are doing matters. For example, if you are under 26 years old, you need to get a job with a salary level of about £20,418. You know, a job with a salary like that to be able to get your skilled worker visa. If you are more than 26 years old, your salary requirement goes up. You end up needing a job of about £25,600 in order to be eligible for this, especially if you are not under 26 years old or 26 and under. So there are differences. In fact, if you're a PhD holder, you can also still qualify for a skilled worker visa after your studies, but you need to get jobs in occupations that are listed as shortage occupations with shortages before you get there. So you can definitely stay in the UK and work after that on a skilled worker visa, but the requirements are there. Now, can you also stay in Canada after you finish school? Yes. Are there requirements of jobs and all of that with salaries in order for you to get your post-study permit, which we call here postgraduate work permit? No. This is a big difference, guys. Very big difference. Look, you don't need any requirement to get a postgraduate work permit. All you need is to have completed the studies. So I'm going to mention the kind of studies here. You come and do a college of 1 to 2 years. Right? If you finish up to 2 years, you are eligible for a postgraduate work permit, which is valid. It could either be within 2. All right, let me take my time here. Let me start with the colleges. For you to come to a college with the intention of staying here permanently in Canada, you need to have done a total of 2 years of a college education. It doesn't matter if you do 1 year first. You can do a 1 year first, but after that, you need to do another 1 year to make it a total of 2 years. And then when you finish, you are eligible for what we call postgraduate work permit. It is the same as what you call post-study permit or your visa in the UK. Do you need a valid job offer to get a postgraduate work permit? No. Do you need a certain job with salary in order to get your postgraduate work permit? No. It is just automatic. It's the first thing a student does when he finishes. Let me say this. It is the first thing a student does. The moment you finish school, this is the first thing we all apply for. We don't need no requirements. In fact, it's the one thing we all apply for just so we don't run out of our student visa. It takes about 90 days to get your postgraduate work permit, especially if you apply online. If you're applying online, it could take about 90 days for you to get it when you apply. But you could also get it in 1 day. In the same day, you could also get it in 1 day if you decide to go through the US side of the border and do what we call flagpole. Flagpole is when you enter the US and you tell the US border service guys that you want to just turn around, do a U-turn. You want to just do a U-turn at the US, UK, Canada border. So they kind of just help you enter the US like this, and then they turn you around so you re-enter Canada. And then when you get to the Canadian side of the border, you tell them you are doing a flagpole. And then when you tell them you are doing a flagpole, you tell them you also want to get your postgraduate work permit because you finished school. And they issue it to you on the same day. So if you get it from the border, it's the same day. I don't know whether they face it out or not. But, you could either get it at the border by pretending you go to the US and just come out, and they issue it to you on the same day. But at the time when I did mine, I didn't know. So I did mine online, and it took 90 days for me to get my postgraduate work permit. This is the version of the UK called post-study, which I believe is under the skilled worker visa, which allows you to stay. But look at this. You need 70 points. You need to have a job. You need to have age requirements. You need to have a salary. That's for me. The comparison there, guys, I might be wrong. Comment down there and let me know whether I'm right or wrong. But that for me is tough. No two ways about it. It's tough. If I'm comparing apple to apple, definitely it's easier getting your permit in Canada. Hardly would anybody apply for the permit and not get it. Hardly. It's the first thing we do. In fact, when you do a 1 year master's program, you finish your 1 year, you just apply for your permit and you get it right away. So what happens is that the permit is what we use to work. And then whilst we are working after school, after completing our education, it allows us to stay and still work full time. Whilst we are working, we now apply for our permanent residence, which is going to take me to the next stage of what I want to talk about. Permanent residence. Permanent residence in Canada is the same as green card in the US. Permanent residence in Canada is the same as indefinite leave to remain in the UK. Okay, indefinite leave to remain. Okay, Victor, really tough by your explanation. Yeah, that's true. Pepper Chalumo, you are very intelligent. Don't make my head big. I beg. I did try. I just hustle. They try. All right. Now, the UK calls their permanent residence indefinite leave to remain. Some people call it ILR. I-L-R, ILR. In Canada, we call it permanent residence. Now, let's look at the difference between the two countries when it comes to getting a permanent residence. So there are different ways you could get your permanent residence. You could get it through a family sponsorship. Maybe you have a family member who is filing for you. You could get it through that. You could also get it by claiming ancestry to the UK, Commonwealth. You can say that, you know what, my grandfathers were once residents and citizens of the UK. And if you can prove that, they have an ancestry immigration pathway which allows people who are connected to form like lineage, grandfathers, grandparents, of 4 generations. So long as you can prove that, they can use that to also give you a stay to come into the UK to get your ILR. All right, I was just checking to see if my daughter was coming. But the most common ones are when people come to the UK as workers, skilled workers, or as students, and or maybe through family, and then they want to stay. I'm going to compare the most common permanent residence approaches by the two. The most common ones here are skilled worker, to come in as a skilled worker to the UK and to Canada. You by now know that you can go to the UK to work as a nurse. You can apply to the National Health Scheme in the UK, and when they accept you, you definitely will get your working visa, your skilled worker visa, which allows you to come to the UK to work. So you are allowed to go to the UK as a skilled worker. Canada also has that. You are also allowed as a foreigner who has no education in the UK or also in the in Canada to migrate to the UK as a skilled worker. Both countries have that. All right. Both countries also allow students to come and study. Both countries also allow people who have families in these countries to also migrate to these countries. But let's see how it is. Let's see how it is for the two countries. If you were a student and you did your graduate studies or your PhD and you graduated and you're on your post-study visa, you will need to wait for almost 5 years in order to be eligible for your permanent residency or your ILR. Let me say this again. My research has shown that if you have completed a study, graduate study, master's degree, PhD, and you finish, you need to wait for up to 5 years in the UK in order for you to get your ILR, indefinite leave to remain. If you are doing through a family, it could be a little bit quicker and different if you're applying through a family who is in the UK. But students who are coming here to UK to study, when you finish your study whilst you're on your skilled worker visa, you need to stay in the UK for up to 5 years to get your indefinite leave to remain. And whilst you are also staying in the UK for up to 5 years to get your papers, they have requirements. For example, within 1 year, you need to stay for a certain number of days. Within 1 year, during your post-study, when you are waiting for your 5-year period to get your permanent residence, right? For example, in 1 year, which is at 365 days or so in a year, you need to have stayed in the country for a certain number of days. You are not allowed to leave the UK whilst you are waiting for your ILR for 5 years. You are not allowed in 1 year to leave the UK for a period of about 180 days. You cannot leave. If you leave, it's going to affect your chances of getting the ILR or your indefinite leave to remain, which is the UK permanent residence. Wow. Is it the same requirement in Canada? No. All right. There is also another pathway. If you don't want to wait for up to 5 years and you have more patience, there are people who also wait for 10 years to get their indefinite leave. So they have 2 categories. Indefinite leave to stay or to remain, which is permanent resident in UK. You could wait up to 5 years or you could wait up to 10 years to get it. And you need to have stayed in the country for a certain number of days. You cannot be outside for about 180 days out of 365 in 1 year. The marriage pathway falls under the family ones. That is a bit quicker. I just had a friend who got his UK stay, indefinite leave to remain through family. All right. Now let's look at Canada. How long does it take for a student to get a permanent residence when they finish school? So we are going to look at 2 scenarios here. Number 1, a student who is a graduate student, minimum master's degree. That was me. I finished my master's degree in 1 year. How long did I have to wait to become a permanent resident? Between 6 months to 1 year. I'm going to say this again. If I finish my master's and I acquire my postgraduate work permit to allow me to work, right from the time when I get my postgraduate work permit, I am allowed to apply for my permanent residence. How long must I wait in order to get my permanent residence? From the time when you apply using your postgraduate work permit, you can get your permanent residence between 6 months of the time you applied to 1 year. The longest that it goes now is 1 year. Of course, because of COVID, some people's own are going beyond 12 months. But guys, in Canada, when you finish your education, between 6 months to 12 months, you are a permanent resident. In the UK, when you finish your education, you need to wait for up to 5 years to get your permanent residence. That is another big difference. If you ask me, 5 years to get my permanent residence, it is way cheaper and easier and faster to get it in Canada. Within 6 months, if you do an express entry, you are getting a Canadian experience. There are different ways to get a permanent residence too as a student. Some people do different types. I did a different type, which allowed me to get it within 12 months. I included my wife, who was not in Canada, and so we both got it. Some people decide, you know what, I have no family, or maybe express entry is better. They get it within 6 months. Some people do Canadian experience. They get it even quicker. So there are different types. But the truth here is this. Within 1 year, when you apply for your permanent resident, it takes a maximum of 1 year for you to get it. In fact, there is no wait time. When you finish school, there is no wait time at all. Put this in your head. When you finish school, there is no wait time at all. The most important thing is you have your postgraduate work permit, which you can get within 1 day or 3 months. And after that, you apply for permanent residence. So you see, this is a big difference here. So whilst my friends who went to the UK are still probably waiting or now about to get theirs, I have long gotten mine, long ago. Long ago. You see the difference there? All right. So that is it about the indefinite leave to remain. You can get it in 5 years in the UK, or if you don't want to get it in 5 years and you have a lot of patience, if you can show proof that you've lived in the UK for up to 10 years legally, you can also go for an indefinite leave to remain for 10 years. But with that, you have to wait for as long as 10 years to get that. If you ask me, this is definitely way tougher in the UK when it comes to permanent residence. How about citizenship? Now, you can just imagine that if it took me 5 years to get my permanent residence, then it means citizenship can come after the permanent residence in UK, which is ILR. If it took me 10 years to get my permanent residence or ILR in the UK, then it means my citizenship will come after the 10-year period. How about Canada? I'm going to start with the masters. When you finish your masters of 1 year, some masters are 2 years. I'm using the minimum 1 year. If you finish a 1 year masters, right after that, within 1 year after you finish your masters, you are getting your PR. So that makes it 2 years in total. Okay, so let me state here. 1 year of master's education, then you give the next 1 year to permanent residence. And then after that, how long will it take you to now get your citizenship in Canada? 2 years. I'm going to go over it so you guys can get it. 1 year masters. 1 year to get permanent residence. 2 more years after your permanent resident to become a citizen. That is a total of 4 years for anybody who does 1 year masters. A total of 4 years. 1 for the study, 1 for PR, 2 more years after your PR to become a citizen. In short, if you have gotten an admission to come and do a master's here on scholarship, or you are paying your own fees, you can start counting from the day you land in Canada. 4 years from there, you are a citizen. 4 years from the time you arrive, if you are on track putting your applications in at the right time, 4 years from now, you are a Canadian citizen. What if you did a college program? If you did a college program, maximum that you need to be able to do your application for PR is 2 years. So college, 2 years. PR, 1 year. That makes it 3. Citizenship, how many years do you have to wait to get your citizenship? Another 2 years after your PR to get your citizenship. In short, students have 2 years from the time they become permanent residents in Canada to become citizens. In the UK, that is a hell long time. I would have had my kids growing up and calling me daddy by then. You see the difference? So there is a lot of difference when it comes to these two countries, when it comes to how to settle after. It is definitely tougher in the UK if we are comparing apple to apple. So you can imagine, anybody who came here 5 years ago is almost a citizen, or except they are late in the applications. We are all citizens. Anyway, I am not yet a citizen. I'm waiting. I'm just waiting. That tells you that it's not a big deal for me. Yeah. But I could go in. I became a citizen. I qualified more than a year ago. But I'm just hanging around and waiting and chilling a little bit before going to pick that passport. You see? See, I can go pick it anytime I want. I've been eligible for more than a year. All right. All right, now let's look at the other aspect. What if you want to migrate to Canada as a skilled labor? Skilled labor. So nurses can easily migrate to Canada. Sorry, nurses can easily migrate to the UK. It's true. You are a nurse, you can easily migrate to the UK and get a job as a foreign skilled worker. But you need to get an proof of employment through the National Health Scheme in the UK. When you get your job, which allows you to move to the UK on a visa to work there, you still have to wait for up to 5 years to become a landed citizen, permanent resident. In other words, to get your ILR. Somebody asked a question, if I do a 1 year postgraduate work permit, how many years of post-work permit will I be given? 1 year. If you do 1 year college, you get 1 year. If you do up to 2 years, you get a total of 2 to 3. So, guys, it's advisable. It is advisable that when you come and do a 1 year college program, the moment you finish, try and get another 1 year program to start. It makes it easy for you to get up to 3 years of postgraduate work permit. You might not even need all the 3 years, but it's safer to get the 3 years, right? Just in case you are late with applying for your permanent residence, right? Maybe you don't look quick and you're not quick. You went to marry, it delayed you a little bit. It gives you more time. All right. So your question, what if someone comes in as skilled labor from the UK? Yeah, that's. Are you talking about moving to the UK or from UK to Canada? Manuel, Emma, or Gemma? I'm trying to answer the question now. So let's say that I am a skilled labor and I migrated to the UK on a visa to work. How long will it take me to get my stay, ILR, indefinite leave to remain? About 5 years still. You still have to wait for about 5 years. Now, let's say you migrated to Canada as a skilled labor. Do you need a visa to work in Canada? Yes. There are visas for foreign workers. It falls under what we call the foreign workers visa. You could get a visa to come and allow you to do some work like a truck driver, life caregiver, like those people who work and take care of patients at home and all of that. They get special visas called foreign work visa, which is similar to the UK's foreign skilled worker visa, right? But do they also have to wait for 5 years to become permanent residents? No. Like I said, it's much quicker to get your permanent residence in Canada. But this is a key difference, guys. Whilst in the UK, you can get your visa to go in as a foreign worker. Canada goes beyond that. Canada actually allows you not to just come in as a skilled worker. Canada allows you to move into Canada as a permanent resident straight as a foreigner. And I'm going to clarify this part again. If you are a skilled worker, engineer, architect, truck driver, licensed truck driver, software programmer, manager, blah, blah, blah. Those, Express Entry. Remember Express Entry jobs? You don't even need a work visa to come here. Most of the time, you are eligible to apply for permanent residence straight without even coming to Canada. Meaning, the first day you land in Canada, you're already landing as a skilled, as a permanent resident. But like that option is not there in the UK. You got to go in and work and stay for a couple of years. Wow. So guys, look at it. I met an architect from Ghana who landed straight in Canada as an architect. Permanent resident straight. That guy doesn't need visa to come and work. When you're a permanent resident, you don't need no more visa. You don't even need work permit anymore. Permanent residents don't need work permit. They don't need visa. They just land. When they land, the difference between them and citizens is just voting. Citizens can vote, permanent residents can vote. That's the only difference. They enjoy all the privileges. You could get to come to Canada straight as a skilled worker, but not on a working visa. In fact, we have an option where you could still come on working visa if you are not qualified to come as a skilled permanent resident. But I just want you to know that there is an option for Canada to allow you to come in straight as a permanent resident without having any stay in Canada before. And there are different applications they use. You see, guys, you may have noticed that the UK recently began changing their immigration policy. The Home Office, they've started their point-based system. They are trying to model it around the Australian type. I'm not sure why they are not doing it like the Canadian type. I personally think the Canadian immigration program is one of the best in the whole world. It's so robust. It targets smart people. It targets all kinds of talented people. And it makes it so easy for people to get. If you are asking me about getting your papers in the UK, I definitely think it's harder. So guys, look at it. If you are a nurse, you might be able to enter the UK to go and work. It will be easy for you to get there, but definitely your papers are going to be harder to get. That is why many people are traveling to such countries and breaking their homes. Some of them are already married. They are married in Nigeria. They are nurses. Because they want to move to the UK, they're going to go and get a visa or right to go to the UK. And then some people get tempted. You know, you have to marry in the UK to get your papers quicker or something. That is where a lot of marriages are most likely breaking down. People are divorcing their husbands and wives back home just to marry UK buggers to get their papers. Or just to, you know, these things are real. People are doing all kind of stuff just to get their papers. Do we have to do that kind of stuff in Canada? No, because it's so easy. I'm not saying people don't break up here for papers, but hey guys, in Canada, we almost don't have to go through that stress. Why must I go to the UK as a nurse? And then because I can't wait for 5 years, I now have to divorce my wife back home and then marry a bugger who has a stay so I can quickly get my papers. That for me is just too stressful. So do you know anybody who has abandoned their spouse back home just because of papers? These things could all be because of how difficult it is to get papers. And you know, in the UK, people are having to fake marriages. You know it, huh? I'm not saying we don't have cases like that in Canada, but because it's so easy to get papers, almost everybody, we don't think about going to do fake marriages. We don't think about going to marry people for money, paying £10,000, £5,000, you know, to get a marriage, to get papers. Come on, it's insane. And you know that is also most likely what is happening in the US. Because it's so difficult to get the papers there, man is always thinking of a creative way to get it quicker. And because family migration is considered one of the easiest, many people are having to break their marriages just to get their papers. And I can see the emojis coming, telling me some people are confirming it's true. Is it true? Let me know. Those of you in the UK, let me know. Are people divorcing are people divorcing their African spouses just so they can get their spouses in the UK to get their papers? Are there fake marriages going on today? Are people paying money just to marry to get papers? If yes, these are all indications that the immigration system is not working for the people. I'm sorry to say, or I'm happy to say that in Canada, we hardly have to think through that. Can you imagine somebody who is Canadian telling me, a young man, you need your papers in Canada? You finish your master's, come and marry me so we can get it quicker? No way. Nobody tells me that. Because it's so easy for me to get my damn thing. Why should I come marry you? You know what I mean? But many people are having to now pay money, marriage, blah, 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 blah. Like, it's so stressful. The Home Office has begun changing things. I hope they get faster. But the challenge is that if they change it, it means more people are going to go to the UK. And what happens to the population? What happens to cost of living? And what happens to how much space you can get and value for your renter? So it's tight. They are tempted to do it. But if they do it, it's still going to force the economy to go on a different pathway. You see, these are some of the key differences between UK and Canada. If you ask me, I would say in terms of immigration, if you are not planning to stay after moving to that country, UK could be the best place for you. But if you are planning to stay, definitely Canada is becoming the #1 place that people are moving to. Another place is Australia. But between Canada and Australia, I prefer Canada. You know why? This is the next reason. Canada is a neighbor to the US. Canada is a neighbor to the US. What it means is this, guys. I am 15-20 minutes away from New York. Do you know what that means? It means I can actually drive across the border to go and buy fuel in New York and come back. I mean, in Buffalo, I can drive across the border to go and buy fuel. Do you know many of us, we drive to cross the border to buy fuel when it's cheaper there? We monitor it. When it's cheaper, we just cross the border, go pump fuel and come inside. What am I trying to say here? The fact that Canada and US are this close and like brothers who are similar in terms of development and stuff, it is also very easy for you to move if you don't even like Canada. Those of you who will say Canada is boring, you can easily move from Canada to the US without stress. So many people who want to go to US but they are not making it, they normally will use Canada. And then when they come to Canada and they get their papers, they now move to the US. Yes, Canada also presents you the golden opportunity to enter the US. So when the US was flexing you, US visa, you go and they deny you in Africa, they deny you. Now when you come to Canada, they're not going to deny you. If you go now, they'll go look at you easily. They know say you're a better country now, so they'll just give it to you easily. Hello, how are you? Fine. Are you going to the US? Yeah. What are you going to do? I just want to go and shop. That's what I told them. Well, I'm just going to go and shop and do some shopping and stuff, buy some gas and stuff. Okay, all right. Good. Do you know anybody in the US? No, I don't know anybody. How long are you planning to stay in the US? I don't like the US much, so maybe just the same day I'm coming back. Good. Visa approved, 5 years. Simple. From Ghana, let's say you are applying from Ghana. Hello, which country are you trying to go to? Oh, US. Do you have any friends there? No, I don't have no friends. How long are you planning to stay in the US? I'm just going for a quick stay and then I'll come back. I'm just visiting. All right. The officer looks at you like that. You, I don't trust you. I don't trust you. I don't trust you. You're trying to run away from Ghana. The kitchen is hot. Denied. In short, it is much easier, almost guaranteed to get your US visa the moment you are living in Canada. It is so easy to now frequent the US. Now, in the UK as well, the advantage there is that when you live in the UK before Brexit, when they had the Schengen, remember the Schengen? You could easily also roam across the whole of Europe easily, right? Just because of Schengen. But you know, all of this has changed now, much likely because of Brexit. I hope you enjoy this. Now, the other aspect is people say that Canada is, Aquilina, a chocolate millionaire, bro, you have a great sense of humor. Charlie, life is too hard, though. Sometimes we need to make ourselves laugh a little bit. Huh? Thank you so much. I appreciate that. You think I need a side job in comedy? Side comedian, huh? All right. Now, guys, boringness. People who have said Canada is boring. It's boring. Is it true? Yes. Canada is very conservative. It's one of the places where when you stay, you might think that there is not much happening here. It's pretty boring. Compared to the US, the US is a bit more noisier. So boringness depends on who you are. It depends on your personality. For a melancholy or for a phlegmatic, in case you don't know these personality types, the best place for them is Canada, because these people don't even like noise. They don't like a place where everybody is driving around and playing music loud. They don't like a place where everybody will be walking and doing glass and quan. You know what I mean? I'm not talking about Trini Jonas. So I'm just giving you. You see, look at Times Square. You see how that place looks like. As if nobody they sleep. As if they are all on non-sleep. Nobody sleep. That place is too busy, right? Toronto is also like that. But US and UK are on a different level of hyperness. You go to a place like Las Vegas, feels as if nobody sleeps there. Everybody is just roaming. So when people say Canada is boring, they are comparing it to the active life, the nightlife, the day life the places to go to, unlimited places to go to with so much. Yes, definitely, UK is more livelier. Remember with UK, you are surrounded by so many countries. Canada, who are we surrounded with? Apart from US, we have no other place. Now ocean where we get. Now ocean. See, so you only go to US. There's no other neighbor. Now only sea where you go to see. But you pass here in UK, you pass here country there, you pass here Netherlands, you pass here France there, you pass here. You know, you can easily go to Paris and go enjoy some. Like you can just use the train. You know, Europe is so connected with the train system, so it's so easy to move around. You see somebody on a Schengen, he goes to France today. The next day he's in Amsterdam. The next day, definitely you're going to find these places much, much, much enjoyable. If your personality type is a sanguine or a choleric, you most likely wouldn't like Canada. You will say this place is too boring for you because you have a city life. But if you're a melancholy or a phlegmatic, you definitely will say Canada is the best place for you because you don't like too much noise. In fact, I don't like places personally that are too busy. These places tend to have more crime. I'm saying this again. Places that are too busy are also places that have more crime. Places that are too busy are places that have more crime rates. Check it out. Check the cities that are too busy. Those are the cities where you can easily have crime spike. So personally, I like living in cities that are not too busy, but have everything I need. A city which works for me, a city where I can still get a good job, a city where the cost of living is lower, or a country where, you know, I don't want a country that is too loud and always in the news. How many times do you hear Canada in the news? That is how quiet we are. How many times do you hear the US in the news? Almost every day. Good reasons and bad reasons, I leave that for you to judge. So if you are a busy person and you want to hang out, travel, do so many crazy things, remember in Canada, you're going to see a lot of places with no just land. You're going to travel a long time before you get to the next province. You're going to say, but in places like the UK, to move from London to Manchester, Manchester to Leeds, Leeds to blah, 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 blah. It's just quick. You get around those places quick on a train, right? In Canada, you're looking at distance driving and long distance. Of course, we have better ways and all of that, better highways, but it means you're spending more time on the ground with your guys to be able to get all of this. All right. Adebola Azizi Shola. If you are married and apply for a college program, can you bring your family? Yes, you can bring your family, but you need to prove to the immigration officer that your intentions are clear, that you are not running away from your country. If he has reason to believe you're running away, he might refuse the visa. You just have to prove to them that, you know, you are doing better before leaving the country. If you prove to them you're doing better, good. Now, one area that I think UK beats Canada is that the UK has a specific visa that supports people in the creative art industry to travel. People in the creative art industry have a certain visa that allows them to go to the UK. This is the visa that a lot of musicians use. Have you noticed that a lot of musicians relocate to the UK easily, or they move to the UK easily? Look at, let me mention some. These guys who contested in, is it Britain Got Talent, or what is their name? Boli and Reggie Zippy, Flo Kane, name them, many, Etumpine, yeah? Many of our celebrities will end up going to countries like the UK because there is a certain visa that allows them to travel in the creative arts, to go and play their gigs and play their music and shows and stuff like that. Of course, you know what happens. Many of them, when they get there, the ladies die for them, and then they end up locking some of the ladies down in the bedroom somehow, and then they end up getting the ladies to file for them, and then they stay. So even your favorite celebrity, when they use music, they thrive, go UK. You finish, he won't. So look at most of them now. I don't know whether this, you know, but you know it. You, the musicians, you know, some of you go to play your shows, and then you find the girls, find some women who wants you, and then, you know, whether on papers or not real love, you know what I mean. You end up trying to stay. You see? All right. In terms of Canada, I am yet to see anything that is specifically for the creative arts. It's not to say we don't have musicians coming here. I haven't seen it. When I did my research, I didn't find anything. Of course, I know R2Bs, for example, they came to play in my city some time back, even though I didn't go to see it. I know other musicians also do come here. But definitely the UK is more friendly to creative art people in terms of getting them the visa to come and stay, right? Yeah. And so that is much easier. Reggie and Bowley, thank you, right? So you find a lot of musicians. Guys, do you know any musician from your country who has relocated to the UK? There is a good chance they went to play a show on a visa. And then after that, there was a good chance some woman decided to tie them down. And then they decided to relocate. See, especially those who were struggling to get their next hit songs. They get one hit song, they are traveling. See, Patapa know they lose God. See Patapa, one corner. You see that guy? You know they lose God. One, see, now some of them are only one hit where they could get to. They get one hit. That guy looks sharp. Go play show for Austria or Germany or whatever. See, he don't tie that woman down fast. See? So most of our musicians, the moment they get one hit song, they're trying to look for that chance to travel. And then when they travel now, they're trying to, and you know, our ladies too, many of them they want to just hang out with celebrities. So, and then you know what follows from that. I don't know about Canada when it comes to that. I know some musicians do come here, but I don't really know what kind of visa that they use. It's pretty difficult. For example, I have been able to help a musician from Ghana get a visa to come here. I gave an invitation to a musician to come here. And that musician didn't come on any other creative art. It was just me inviting the musician. And the person was given a 10-year visa. Right? I'm not going to mention the name because I don't have their permission to mention their name. Right? I have personally invited somebody, but I did that through a visitor's visa. I don't have any other thing aside from a visitor's visa that is for just creative arts people. So the UK has an edge and an advantage in that area when it comes to going there. That explains why you have a lot of musicians rather going to the UK and other places, right? Today is about the UK. That is why I'm focusing on the UK. Patapa went to Germany, and yeah, so you know that one hit song, most of them will want to do something. All right, guys, that is it about the two countries. So if you are considering moving from your own African country or any part of the world to these two countries, I hope this serves as something for you. If you disagree with some of the things I said, no sword, no fighting, no insult, just educate me down there. Let me know, hey guy, you got it wrong. You don't live in the UK, you got it wrong. Teach me and I'll gladly learn from you, okay? All right, so just educate me that if you think I got something wrong. Other than that, this is just me trying to share information that can help you make your decisions better. If you're looking to stay, definitely Canada is the best place for you. But if you're looking for other reasons, fun, and also you have the patience to wait for a longer time, or maybe you are single, you are not yet married, so you're open, you want to go and marry somebody in the UK, definitely the UK. If you have all the patience, you can also go to the UK. And they are still changing their immigration policy. There's a good chance that it might make it much easier in the future. But I hope this information session was better for you. All right, this is where I end my session today. Let me see if I can read some of your comments down there. Chatting from Abuja, this from Oluwatoyin Omo Lola. Are you from Wuse, Maitama district, or which part of Abuja are you? I've been to Kubwa. I've been to the Maitama district once. I loved it. All right. Honorable Uche. For 4/2021 resumption date of 8 September, yet to get update from IRCC and need to worry. They have actually posted, IRCC, the Canada Immigration Commission, has posted on the official Twitter page. I encourage you to go check them out, IRCC on Twitter. They said they cannot guarantee that anybody who is supposed to start school in September will get their visa before September. So, Honorable Uche, that is the answer. They cannot guarantee that. It means they are going to process based on their own timeline. They cannot say because your time is started in 2 weeks, they're going to rush the visa. No, that is the tweet they posted on their tweet. Okay, they tweeted that. So just to let you know, could it be an advantage for you or the disadvantage? Yes and no. You could get a visa. Maybe your school has already started. Maybe you got it in October. You can still come in and hustle your way around. You know what I mean when I say hustle? You can still come in and hustle your way to make a living a little bit. All right, but it's up to you. You need to do that. Aquile now. Uloma Michael Benjamin, that's another language of mine you're speaking, my sister, but we are the nicest to be with, or we just don't like noise. All right. It looks like you're responding to somebody that I don't know what the person was talking about. Okay. Prince Adeyemi Tosin, if you are filling the postgraduate work permit, can I put my brother's son as mine? Can I put my brother's son as mine? No. Guys, Postgraduate work permit is just for you, the graduate of the school. Remember this. This is not a family thing. No. Postgraduate work permit is not the same as permanent resident. With postgraduate work permit, you alone are given the permit to allow you to stay and work, okay? Full time. It is not about family and friends adding people. You understand this better when you even come and you are filling the application. Postgraduate permit is only issued to the applicant, not the applicant and his family members. However, if you have a family member who has been issued a visa, their visa expiration date will almost be the same expiration date as your postgraduate work permit. Let me explain this. I got a postgraduate work permit that ends in December 2022. As a graduate, it's only going to be issued to me. But the moment I invite a family member, say my wife from Ghana, to come on a visitor's visa, they most likely will give her the expiration date of a visa to be the same as my postgraduate work permit one. Why? They want to make sure that my wife doesn't get to stay longer when I, as the main applicant, mine has expired. So they normally match the expiration so that your invitee, family member coming, his expiration date of his visa will be the same as your own stay in Canada. You see? So that he doesn't get to stay more than you and you don't get to stay more than, they try to match the validity time. All right. Okay. Uloma Michael Benjamin Aquilina. Too nice, my dear. But because we are deep thinkers, we don't like noise. All right. I don't know what you guys. Let me know, guys. Ladies, what are you talking about? Is it personality ties, or are you fighting Ghana, Nigeria, Jollof? That jollof rice, nobody should start it on my channel here. It's a debate that we can never settle here. Please, I try to stay away from jollof competition. Please, let's not start it. Okay, you are from Jabi. Nice talking to you. How is it easy to migrate back to Canada after getting to UK Tier 2 visa? Good, guys. So this is a good question. So you are already in the UK and you are considering moving to Canada. How can you do that? If you don't already have your citizenship in the UK, definitely then you are looking to come in here as either express entry. If you already have done your education in the UK, say you did a master's in the UK, a PhD in the UK, or you have a profession in the UK, you can either try coming as an express entry, permanent resident. You can apply. If you are also in the US and you have finished your school but it's taking you too long, so long as you have your education or some professional work experience, guys, remember you can apply to come in straight as a permanent resident to Canada. That explains why a lot of people are also moving from the US to Canada, especially when they finish school. The reason is that it's taking too long to get their papers there, so they're all moving here. So watch my videos on express entry. They are on my YouTube channel, Choco Millionaire. Just type Choco Millionaire, go through my video log and look for the one that is on express entry if you are trying to come here. I'm also going to do more different types of permanent residence applications so that it can help those of you who are in the UK and you don't have the patience to wait for too long. You can definitely apply and come straight as a permanent resident to enter Canada. Canada is opening its doors for you to come if you're qualified, okay? Romeo Lee, boss, can two siblings apply for one express entry just like couples do? No two siblings. The only people who are allowed to come as a combo family are husband, wife, children. I beg, nuclear family. Let me say this again. Express entry, the only people who are allowed to come as a group are husband, wife, and, or let me say spouse. Let me just say, we live in a crazy world now. Huh? We have all kind of gender now. So let me just be safe and say spouse. Spouse and children. Spouse and children can come in on express entry, right? But express entry is not for friends and families. You and your friend cannot come. You and your brother cannot come. You and your in-law cannot come. Now, only nuclear family. Families. Now, only that one. Loma says, as a graduate student, how long can I stay before I can have the privilege to invite my husband? Graduate student in Canada. Sorry, Uloma Michael Benjamin. Is this for me? Can you clarify? Are you asking about Canada or UK? I don't know. Mavis Agbeji, great work. Mavis, thank you so much for your comment on YouTube. I saw your comment on YouTube. I'm going to respond to that. Thank you. Uju is your Godo, just joining. I know you're also preparing to come to Canada. I wish you all the best, Uju. Okay, Romeo Lee, thank you. Prince Adeyemi, I want to ask you if I can put my brother kid as mine while I'm outing in Fopia. Guys, remember here, everything where they look for a document. So This is how they can prove somebody is your child. 1, birth certificate on the child showing that this person maybe bears your name. So, for example, if your last name is Tosin, does that child bear Tosin? Do you have a birth certificate for that child? If yes, is the birth certificate showing you as the father or the mother? So, if you can prove a document, a birth certificate, where the person is your child, you are listed as a parent under, and your last name matches, there is a very high chance that you can bring your child along when you're doing your permanent resident application. Remember, with Canada, it's all about documents. So if you can prove the documents to them, you're good to go. Okay. All right. But you definitely can't just go and pick somebody's child and put them on when the person is not your child. And not just that, but the documents don't, you know what I mean? Say your last name is Adeyemi, the person's last name is Amankwa. Adeyemi Amankwa. They might just start reading suspicion. How come the last names are different? Unless you add an explanation note that says that, you know what, I named the person after my grandfather or something. But anyway, remember, Canada is all about documents. The moment your document is legit, you're good. All right, Elvis Ikena, can a 3rd degree holder? Oh, guys. It looks like everybody is turning this into a Q&A for something else. This is about UK and Canada. I want to take questions about UK and Canada. Anything about UK and Canada. If you have other questions, catch me on IG. Q&A is happening on IG only. I'm sorry if you don't have an IG. It's easy to download it. It's free. Get on IG, especially if you want to get free information from me. All right. All my Q&As are now on IG. All right. UK and Canada. Cyril Augustine. Else, I'm going to follow you guys and I'm going to run into 2 hours. Okay. Okay. I'm looking for questions. Cyril Augustine, UK and Canada. Okay. Elvis Ikena in Wichi. Okay. Let me see if there are other questions. Rania, I'm doing good, sis. Thanks for asking. Hope you're good. Well, Ikena says, I understand. Good. Okay, so Uloma Michael Benjamin, you have graduated. How long can you bring your spouse here? This is a good question. You have asked a good question. Let me answer that. So the question you asked is exactly what I did for my spouse, my wife. So what I did was that when I was applying for my permanent resident, just after I finished school, I added my wife. To the application and I listed her as my dependent. A dependent is somebody that is depending on you or is part of your family, nuclear family. You can add your members of your family, especially if they are nuclear. You can add your spouse. If they are not here with you, you can add your children. When you are doing your permanent resident, you are allowed to add them. The type of permanent resident that I did when I graduated is called a provincial nominee program. So that is what I did. And with that one, there is no limit to how many people you can add. It's also much easier to get that one, especially if you have a large family, right? So you have 2 kids, you have 3 kids, you have a husband back in Nigeria, you graduated school. I recommend you do a provincial nominee, especially if your family size is bigger. If you do express entry, the more the family members, the less your points. Especially if they don't have IELTS results to back you up. So it is much easier if you and your husband can take an IELTS to do an express entry. But if you think you have kids, let me use Eziogodo as an example. Let's say Eziogodo has 3 kids, right? Or Munira Abba has 3 kids. She's come to Canada to study. And when she finishes, she wants to bring the kids and the husband. How will she do that? I recommend you apply for provincial nominee. Why that one? Because with that, the more the family size gets bigger, it's much easier to add your family members without needing points. They don't use points. It's much easier. So what I did was that I did a provincial nominee type of application for permanent residence, which lasts for 1 year in total to get my permanent residence. And I was able to add my wife. She didn't have to take an IELTS exam. She was just sleeping in Ghana, enjoying her dumsor, which is Nepa, enjoying the dumsor and eating some Ghana food until the application was confirmed. And then I called her and told her it's been issued. Let's go pick a bag and buy a plane ticket, come over. And then she came over straight as a permanent resident. So that is the easiest for you, okay? So if you finish and your family is not here, your nuclear family, nuclear here means husband, wife, children. The easiest way to include a larger family is to do provincial nominee. Why? No points needed. It's all about you can prove that you graduated, you have postgraduate work permit, and then you can prove that you've stayed in the province for more than a year, and then you apply and then you get all of them here. Yeah. How is Dumso enjoyable? Achoko Millionaire. Me, I don't know. There are some people who like Dumso. Eh? There are some husbands. Do you know some husbands like Dumso? They like to sleep in Dumso. Yeah, they don't like their wives to see their face in the night too. I sleep with no light on, so I like Dumso. Eh? So if you are getting naughty in the night with your spouse, some people like it with light, some people like no light. It depends on you. Dumso can be good for some people, though. Dumso can be bad for some people. It depends on you. Guys, life is short. Let's have a bit of fun. All right. See, I'm seeing all the naughty people now. They see all the naughty people. Maglo is so naughty, yeah? Which one do you like? Dumso or no? Dumso or Doom on? Oh, man. Yeah, they say I'm hilarious, eh? I'm just trying. Life is too short. Let's have fun and crack up a bit, yeah? Dabio, Dumso enye. Uloma is saying Dumso is not good, eh? I know. My wife was telling me I don't like light on. I turn it off. Somebody to want everywhere bright. Everybody depends on you. Okay, what is your IG ID? Choco Millionaire. The same name, Choco Millionaire. There is no space between the Choco Millionaire, okay? It's one word. And you are going to see two different accounts. Please look for the one where you see me wearing suit. It will show that I have about almost 260 followers with 22 posts. That's the one you're looking for, okay? All right. Yeah. That's postgraduate certificate diploma done at college for qualify me for postgraduate work permit. Yes, if you do a 1 year postgraduate, if you do a 1 year college, you can get a 1 year postgraduate work permit. But remember, it simply means this. Guys, let me say this. Many, listen to this. Don't tune out. This is important. This person asked, I forgot the name. This person asked a very good question. Don't tune out. Many of our African brothers, when they come to a college and they do a 1 year college program, they decide not to continue right away. And they rather go for a postgraduate work permit to allow them to work and save money, so that they can use the money to go and do a 2nd year college program. It could work for you, but most people find themselves wanting when they do that. The reason is this. You see, whilst the 1 year college could allow you to get a 1 year postgraduate work permit, it simply means that when you do another 1 year college after that, you are only going to get 1 year postgraduate work permit. Remember, you use your 1 year postgraduate work permit to allow you to work only. It does not allow you to apply for permanent resident. The requirement is simple. For you to be eligible for permanent resident, if you're coming from a college, you need a maximum of 2 years. So you do a 1 year postgraduate college, and then you decide to go for a work permit to allow you to work after that. You're going to get a permit for 1 year. You just work, not for permanent resident. You are not eligible. So what happens is that the moment you exhaust that 1 year, and then you are now trying to get back to school again because your permit is ending and you are now trying to get a school and get back to go and study again. Good for you if you finish the 2nd 1 year program and then you are very fast with applying for your permanent residence. Good for you. But if you are very, very late and you are not quick with organizing your document, when you finish that 2nd year program, you are only going to get a 1 year. Why 1 year? Because you already enjoyed 1 year permit already to make you go and work. So they are not going to give you another 2 years. They are only going to give you 1 year. What it means is that within that 1 year, you must become a permanent resident at all costs. If you are late and you slack and you are not able to get your permanent residence application done fast within the next 1 year of permit that they're going to give you, you may find yourself wanting and you may run out of time. So people who are who plan ahead of time and they don't want no wahala, they do the 1 year program. You finish, they continue right away. Maybe within 2-3 months, then they'll start another 1 year college. And then when you finish the 2nd 1 year college, when you apply for your work permit, you have a high chance of getting a 3 good years or 2 good years of work permit straight. What that does mean to you, it means you have more peace of time, you have more time on your hand to be able to do your permit, your permanent residence application, right? The 1 year permits are they run out quick. They run out quick, especially if you delay. I almost ran into that problem, guys. When I did my 1 year master's, I was only eligible for a 1 year postgraduate work permit, and I slacked. I delayed in getting married. My marriage took a bit. I didn't plan things earlier. I delayed in getting my IELTS result. I wasn't getting an IELTS date. Guys, those times I became stressed because I was now thinking, wow, what do I do if my 1 year permit expires? Then basically you have to return to your home country. And trust me, there was no way I was going to Ghana unless they use grader. You know grader? Unless they use tractor to come and remove it. There was no way I was going to go. If I was dreaming and even mentioned Ghana, I would have woken up in that dream. So look, I was so stressed because my 1 year permit was running out of time and I didn't have my documents ready. Guys, it can take you time. If you're not even lucky, look, I didn't get lucky at that time. Around that time, my passport also expired. Can you imagine? So it's all about planning. You have to arrange all your documents ahead of time. Around that time, guys, my Ghanaian's passport had expired. I didn't even notice it was expiring. So look at the stress. So within the 1 year, I need to study for IELTS. Within the 1 year, I need to get an IELTS date, which was not easy to get because people are applying and getting IELTS bookings. So IELTS dates can even take more than 2 months to even secure. I needed to renew my passport. I needed to marry because I wanted to marry and get my wife included in the application for my permanent residence. So I planned all of that. And all of that in 1 year on top of work, meaning I was still working. Guys, for me, that was the most stressful time for me. The most painful part was when I was applying to renew my Ghanaian passport. We didn't have a digital passport like we have now, which is much quicker. I had to wait for more than 3 months to get my Ghanaian passport renewed. You call and they will tell you, the Ghana embassies, they are so disorganized. You call them, they don't even know what your passport is. So you call them, they say, did you apply? Application number, you give them, and then they say, we can't find your file. Oh my God. Right. So when I talk to them on the phone and they tell you they can't find your, look, when some of our friends call guys, I'm not bad-mouthing my embassy. It's true. When you apply, it takes a hell long lifetime to, maybe now it's better. Guys, when you call the Ghana High Commission for your renewal and they tell you, they don't even pick up. Their website is so dead. Nothing is there. Look, you know what I'm talking about if you've applied for a passport before, right? Without a passport, I couldn't travel. It means my marriage was even dependent on the passport. Because how do I travel with my passport? Guys, when it comes to applying for your permanent residence, this is why those of you who are in Canada, you also need to watch these videos. Because the mistakes I made those mistakes whilst I was living in Canada. I didn't plan things ahead. I didn't start organizing my documents ahead of finishing school. I thought when I finish school, I have all the time to do things. And truth is, some of those documents can take a long time to put together. Putting your documents together. Putting your documents together. Getting all the documents lined up to submit can take time. So I recommend if you are in your second year college program, don't wait to finish. Do not wait to finish. Start organizing your documents in file. All the documents that they are going to need. I beg, start putting them together right away. It makes it easy. If you have a partner, a boyfriend or a girlfriend, and you guys are serious about settling down, I recommend you marry before you even apply for a permanent residence. It makes it easy to include your spouse so that both of you get it together. If you finish applying for your permanent residence and you add your wife or your husband after you get it, it will take a longer time, much longer time, more than a year, sometimes more than a year for them to get it. Anyway, this is not about permanent residence. This is about UK, Canada. You guys found a way to change the topic still. Right, thank you so much for joining me. Catch me live on my, what are those documents? I'm not going to answer it. You are trying to give me another 10 minutes on live. I'm not going to do it. All right. Many people complain my videos are really long, and it's because I spend too much time explaining things. So catch me on the appropriate platform. Q&A. You see, on Instagram, guys, look at the beauty. On Instagram, you don't just post questions like this for me to be trying to read and rush through. On Instagram, you even have an opportunity for you to come live on video and pour all your questions out. It's fun. I recommend you join. Those of you who have joined my Instagram, it's fun. I bring you on live video. You ask me all your questions and I answer them instead of me to try and catch with the speed of the comments and read all of them. It's stressful here, right? Join me on Instagram, Choco Millionaire. That's the profile picture where I'm wearing suit. Catch me on YouTube. All my videos are also on YouTube. If you have difficulty finding any of my videos, go to my YouTube channel, Choco Millionaire. You're going to see me with a powdered face. The banner, the picture there is powdered face. I'm wearing suit. Over 100 and something videos. Go and find me on YouTube as well. I'm also on Twitter, Choco Millionaire. Choco Millionaire, I'm also on Twitter. Look for Choco Millionaire on Twitter, and then follow me on Twitter as well for more updates. God bless you. This is Choco Millionaire. Remember, you don't need more money to live this world, to live a better life in this world. There are people who have money and they are so stressed in life. What we all need in this world is more wisdom. The more wisdom we get, the better we become. We all need more wisdom to live a better life. Thank you so much. Special appreciation to AMG Villa. You took one of my pictures from my Facebook, and then you turned it into a nice banner, customized it nicely and sent it to me as a gift. I really appreciate you that. You can see I changed my profile picture on Facebook just because of that. Thank you so much for putting the creativity into that and sending it to me. Yes, Instagram is more fun, guys. Join me on Instagram. Catch me on YouTube as well. Yesterday, I posted a teaser of my real estate renovation. You saw me do renovation on some of my one of my properties. I'm going to give you guys more financial knowledge on my YouTube channel live. So please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Choco Millionaire on YouTube. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye. And share my videos too if you don't mind. Guys, share my videos. That video we did which had parking, the woman was given a ticket. Can you believe it's about 1 million views on Facebook alone? In how many weeks? In less than 10 days, huh? Yeah. You get me right. In about 8 days, it's about 1 million views. It's actually my most viewed video. But guys, why will I take the credit for that when you guys are the ones who shared the video? If you guys didn't share, who go see them? So salute yourself for if you shared that video. If you know you shared that video. If you shared it on WhatsApp, IG, anywhere where you share them, I beg salute yourself. Look, I'm a man of surprise though. One of these days, I just go dash my lawyer fans something so nice, huh? So I appreciate the one who share my videos. I don't believe in hoarding money. I believe in sharing. Your blessings will come in different ways. God bless you. Love you. Keep sharing my videos. God bless you. Bye-bye.